Thanks everyone for attending this talk. We are excited to presenting our open source project demo, a data annotation platform to enable you to create high quality label data sets for machine learning and manage your data annotation efficiently and centrally. We will cover why data annotation is critical for machine learning and share our learnings from crowdsourcing versus in-house data labeling evaluation. We will look at some of the data annotation challenges in enterprise. Then we'll get into the meat of the discussion on demo functionality and give a brief demo. Feel free to post questions in Zoom chat and Q&A. Why data annotation is critical for machine learning? You have all heard of garbage in, garbage out. Doesn't matter how sophisticated your algorithms are, in real-world scenarios, you can only get good results by improving data quality. Most state-of-the-art deep learning approaches are very data hungry. They need a lot of high-quality training data to make the model accurate. But in real world, data is mostly in bad shape through iterations of process changes, poor implementations for uniformity, and has some domain specificity which has to be dealt with. Let's take a quick look at various methods for annotating data that we are familiar with. Hand-labeled data, the most common and most repetitive, but proven to be effective. Weak supervision. You read functions based on heuristics to generate probabilistic labels. Snowcode shows promise and the adoption is growing. There are some other methods to labeling data like semi-supervised learning and self-supervised learning. They are great ways to label data, but are out of the scope of this talk. Most of those methods are challenging to implement and may occur a higher cost than manually labeling data. There are two ways of acquiring hand-labeled data, crowdsourcing and in-house data labeling. Why annotation services are popular? The burgeoning demand of labeled data has driven the growth of third-party companies that employ armies of highly trained data labelers for professional labeling service. They support most common tasks and pay as you go. But where those services fall short? Lack domain knowledge or foundational understanding of the industry your data serves. Data privacy concern. Issuing customer support ticket to a random annotator. Recurring expense each time. If the data quality is not right, the performance of the ML models will not be satisfactory. When that happens, people typically need to collect and annotate the data a second time. Based on those reasons, the in-house data labeling is our choice. Data annotation is challenging for enterprise. According to the reports, data scientists and ML engineers spend 80% of their time on acquiring, processing, and annotating data. This is costly and difficult to scale. ML teams often face multiple obstacles, lack good data and the tools for annotating data. Many teams are using spreadsheets for their data labeling. It is difficult to manage and not a continuous process. We explored both commercial and open source options, but commercial tools are too expensive. And many open source projects focus only on computer vision with minimum support for other data types like text, tabular, and log data, and lack the ability for a large number of annotators to collaborate. So to address this gap, we introduced Demo. Our goal is to provide a collaborative data annotation platform to help ML teams on the creation and management of data annotations to produce high quality data sets. We believe the best ML solutions have humans in the loop. Demo empowers SMEs to collaborate on data annotation and allow them to iterate quickly on data labeling and validation. Demo reduce the labeling effort using active learning, and demo workflow ensures data annotation is a continuous part of improving ML. Let's look at the key features of demo. Starting with end-to-end data management, demo provides APIs to connect data from upstream feed and integrate label data to the downstream ML pipeline. Demo enables all team members to instantly join a distributed network of human annotators. UBestbyte is working with the same team of labelers because as their familiarity with your business rules, context, and edge cases increases, data quality improves over time. They also can train new people as they join the team. This is especially helpful with data labeling for machine learning projects, where quality and flexibility to iterate are essential. Of course, we cannot forget data discovery. Demo provides a community marketplace for sharing across organization and build up quality data catalog. But this is not where it stops. Demo use active learning to identify the most uncertain data to reduce the labeling effort. Let's look at the demo support use case. Our goal is to support as many ML tasks as possible. In the text domain, demo support NER, text classification, and question answering. For computer vision, demo supports classification and object detection. Demo also supports tabular classification and regression. The new thing that we have added is to support log annotation functionality for log event classification. Let's look at demo architecture. It's a fairly simple setup designed with modularity, flexibility, and extensibility in mind. Demo includes 3 components: a web UI for project and data management and data annotation. And Demo REST API service is an express replication framework and active learning service that use ModAL library, an active learning framework for Python built on top of scikit-learn. You can deploy demo locally or deploy it to the cloud. A simple run Docker compose up, and you will get a local server up and running in a few minutes. Let's look at the workflow. Demo provides a simple workflow. You start with a data upload. We will apply some simple pre-processing at the data ingestion time. You will set up the project by configuring the labels, instructions, and sign out a set of annotators. Annotators receive email notification and start data labeling. As annotations start to come in, demo train an active learning model working alongside your annotators by continuously training and improving using the most recent annotated data. The active learning model queries annotators to label the data that matters the most using pool-based sampling, therefore reducing the amount of labeled data to achieve successful modeling. You can track the progress of your annotation project and resolve disagreement. When you are ready, you can download the data and integrate it to your ML pipeline. You can also use demo for your model validation by feed your model output to the demo workflow. Now let's jump to the demo. For this demo, I'm going to use our internal server. Due to the time limit, I'm going to demo a common task for annotating NER data. On the annotation tab, you see all the projects that are assigned to you. Let's pick the NER project and start labeling. The annotation interface is fairly simple. Here you can jump between projects and see the project overall information like the project owner, the source, and the instruction to know what to do for the labeling task. You can also see the annotation progress that shows you how far along have you gone through the entire project, as well as the history for the current session of annotating activity. You have the option to skip or back to the previous one at any time. Let's quickly go through a few annotations. For this project, we need to identify the entities for company, product, a person, a geo. And this is the passengers we received. So for example, let's label the EXSI is a product and Mac OS is a product and submit it. Let's do another one. So Amazon is a company and let's do VMware is a company and the product vSphere is a product. Let's go ahead and submit it. You can see the history where you have already reviewed at any time. In the case, if you disagree with a particular passengers, you can flag it for project owner to review. Let's just go ahead to flag this one. Now let's exit the annotation and jump to the project tab to see the overall progress. In the project dashboard, you can see the overall progress of the annotation and the annotation per user, as well as annotation per catalog. This project has two annotators, me and Steve, so you can see each person's progress. You can see the annotation details for each annotator. And on the flag tab, you can review the items that are flagged by the annotators. So this is the one we just flagged. You have the option to delete it, so to remove it from the project or silence it to return back to the annotators. Let's go ahead to delete it for the demo. As a project owner, you can perform various options. For example, you can edit the project to add more annotators or change labels. You can download the project. For download, you have the option to choose the format of the download. You can share your data set. For example, this is demo. You give a description for describing what the data is for. You share it. For all the shared data will show up in the community data set. Here, people can download it and use it for their ML task. You can also append new data to the project. You can edit manually or upload the CSV to append it. When you click publish, the new data will be available for the annotators. This is very helpful in the case data is changing rapidly and you need labeling new data without creating new project. Now to show the active learning, I'm going to switch to a different project that I have already labeled more than 100 examples. You can see in the active learning tab, once the project has a minimum 50 items labeled, it will automatically use 80% for training and 20% for testing and calculate the model accuracy. Then use the model to run the inference on all the remaining data to get the most uncertain data and return that to the annotator to label. You can see as we progress, we iterate at every 10 example interval. Active learning has huge benefit for labeling ML data. Rather than having to label the all 1900 examples for this project, you may be able to sampling the data, the most uncertain data, and produce a data set that is as valuable, but with a fraction of the labeling effort. As we continue to improve the demo, we hope you get a chance to try it out and see all the features that it provides and send us your feedback. Let's go back to the.
Sorry to interrupt. We have under 1 minute remaining before we need to throw it to questions.
Okay, I'm finished up. In summary, demo makes data annotation easy. It is open source and easy to install and runs anywhere. It's collaborative and ML powered. We highly encourage you to download demo and try it out. Use it. Together, we can make it better. Thank you.